You ready?
Mm-hmm. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Sidebar Cantina, the podcast where we talk about Star Wars, pop culture, Dave shoving his face with Skittles, or whatever the fuck we feel like talking about. I'm Mr. Jason Roscom, with me here each and every single week, the Darth Vader to my Palpatine, Dave Martin. Hello, Dave.
Hi, Jason.
What possessed you to shove a massive pile of Skittles into your mouth right as we were about to go live?
I don't know. It seemed like a good idea at the time.
Yeah.
But then I looked up and saw that there was only like 9 seconds left
Yeah.
on the countdown. I'm like, oh shit. That was poorly timed.
Yes, it was. So I'm drinking some more Fago soda from our friends in Michigan. That's for you guys. Ooh, that's sweet. So yeah, I was actually going to start us off before you distracted me with your Skittles talk about the impending end of summer that we always get to at least one point on the show. And the only reason I'm bringing it up today is because my kids all start school tomorrow. And they're dreading it. These motherfuckers slept in until like 11 this morning. I'm like, you guys are going to be hurting tomorrow.
Yeah, that's not going to be good.
Yeah, goddamn bums. But yeah,
I hate it.
they'll learn.
I hate the end of summer. I'm still working on these Skittles, by the way. No, and I say it every year. This is year 6 of me saying it, or 7, or however long we've been doing this.
Yep.
It's the unofficial close to summer, right?
Mhm.
Today's Labor Day. School starts tomorrow. I know that summer's not over officially. Like,
Right.
the season, right, is 3 more weeks.
Yeah.
Ish. But the whole, like, just going into stores with back to school and everything else, like, it hits me at a very, it hits me every time.
Mm-hmm.
And even though I don't have kids in school, it really doesn't affect me one way or the other. Whether it's, yeah, I'm going to have to deal with school buses in the morning when they fucking commute. It's going to be annoying. But I just hate it. I want the summer. I want perpetual summer. I want the weather. I want to be able to sit and enjoy the sunshine. I want the air to not hurt my face.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not looking forward to cold. The only good thing about the changing of this season out of summer is football.
That's right.
It's the only good thing.
That is very true. And we're going to talk about that here in a little bit.
Yeah.
But, thinking about, about this time of year, I always start thinking about the Don Henley song, Boys of Summer. Mm-hmm. And the Boys of Summer being reference to baseball players, right?
Yeah.
Which, baseball used to end in like September or early October, right? Doesn't it go to like November now?
It can. It depends on I think when the season start actually happens, like for that late March, early April time frame. But yeah, it can go into November.
Yeah.
Which is really bad. Like if you're a team like the Phillies who made the World Series last year, and if you got some fucking wicked cold days.
Yeah,
I remember
that's not baseball weather.
I remember in the '08 World Series, man, there were some games where it was just downright just miserable being out there. Like at night, it would get down into the fucking 30s, and you're out there trying to fucking hit a baseball. Fucking forget that shit.
Yeah,
but yeah, it just sucks. It just sucks, and you know what? It sucks even more because of the passing of Jimmy Buffett, which happened on the 1st, and I'm going to talk more about that. I'm saving my week for some Jimmy Buffett reflections, but it kind of adds to my little bit of seasonal affective disorder starting. Having that happen too. So Yeah.
Like, here's something to kick off your season.
Yeah. Like, fucker.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
All right, fair
Fuck
enough.
cancer, by the way.
Yes, indeed. And God, if you're any kind of like professional singer, watch out right now because they're fucking dropping like flies.
Yeah. It's
So
is it? Have we had 3? Doesn't it usually go by 3s?
that is true. I mean, just in the last couple of days, it's been 2 that I'm aware of. But I mean, I hear of all these guitar players dying like every fucking day from these older bands. So who the hell knows?
Yeah.
But anyway, should we move on to less depressing subjects?
Yes.
Should we talk about Patreon?
That is definitely less depressing, and you should definitely talk about it.
All right. Well, we would like to give a huge shout out to all of our current patrons.
Like,
I had to wind up. Lion face. Lemon face. Woo. A huge shout out to all of our current patrons: Carly Vickers, Catherine Rennick, Dragon Buddy, David Schmuck, Frederick Martin, Shuck and Mark, Chantal from Pop My Culture, Wally Frogmore, Janine Vickers, my wonderful mother-in-law Patricia Goodstein, Nick from Swede Studio, Scott and Kim from the Use and Abuse podcast, Frank Kalevich, Kristen Roscom, Don Solsky, Lord Helmet Fire, Ivo G, The Orange and Fett Show, Steve Long, Tina Land, I think I saw all of them in the chat, and our newest patron, Sterling Azure.
that's right.
I'm glad I remembered that. I'm
Yes.
like, as I'm talking, I'm like, fuck, what did he want to be called again? Sterling Azure.
That's right. Sterling Azure.
Yeah. So if you'd like to consider becoming a supporter, you can find us at patreon.com/thesidebarcantina. Thank you again to all of our listeners and supporters. You are the reason why we do this. Over to you, David.
I have in sidebar headlines, the Sidebar Cantina Fantasy Football League has drafted.
That's right.
That was yesterday. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Yes, we did. Excuse me. Sidebar. I finished that. This isn't part of my week, but I finished that Making an Atomic Bomb book.
Mhm.
I talked about that, right? It's
Yeah.
a 37-hour long.
37.
37. My girlfriend sucked 37 dicks.
In a row?
Nice. I forgot which button it was. That's why the 2 of them went. 37 hours. And so I finished it, and I'm like, all right, I need something to listen to in the car.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, you know what? The Hobbit, or I think the Lord of the Rings trilogy,
Mm-hmm.
is voiced by Andy Serkis.
Oh, really?
Yeah, is being read by Andy Serkis. So
Yeah.
I'm like,
I'm sure there's a lot of versions out there.
yeah. So I'm like, and I don't care for the novelization of the movie. I want the original books.
Yeah.
So the original book is for The Hobbit is narrated by Andy Serkis, and I'm like, well, shit, I have to start listening to that.
Yeah.
So I did. I started listening to it, and fucking Andy Serkis is an amazing voice actor.
Oh,
he
yeah.
really is.
100%.
Yeah, it's actually been very good so far.
Have you gotten to any Gollum parts yet? I'm assuming he does it in the Gollum voice.
I haven't gotten to any parts yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, you would hope. I mean, hopefully he doesn't gloss over that part.
Yeah.
But his it's been good. So I recommend it. Anyway, fantasy football. That's how I got there. Sidebar Cantina Fantasy Football League is drafted, which means a booth in the back is back.
Oh, so they are doing a booth this
They are doing a booth
this
in the
year.
back this year.
Very
Season
nice.
5
Okay.
premieres next Wednesday. We've been doing this 5 years now. The football.
I guess.
Ah, that's crazy. Next Wednesday, September 13th, with their draft recap and week 1 highlights. Time TBD. Catch Don Delasnooch, Brady Big Lovin', and Lunar Girl exclusively on Facebook Live in our Sidebar Cantina group on Facebook. Go to bio.link/the Sidebar Cantina and click the F symbol at the top of the screen, or DM LG on any of our socials for the link. Click the F symbol at the top of the screen. I'll have to do that. I'll have to see what that actually does.
Yeah. I don't know.
I'm sure there's some magic behind that.
Sure.
I don't know.
Science.
Yeah. The problem with being an admin on so many different things, and this happens at work too,
Mm-hmm.
like what I see is so much different than what the user sees half the time. Where I'll say like, oh, you do this, this, and this. And they're like, I don't see that. What are you talking about? I'm like, ah, fuck. Like, okay,
Because you have admin privileges and you
Yeah.
can see more. Yeah.
yeah, and everything the fucking Air Force is doing, they're changing everything.
Really?
And if you have the admin rights to something, we're like, oh yeah, your experience is going to be completely different than the fucking experience of the user.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, well, can I at least have some of the user experience so I understand what they're fucking doing?
Right.
Jesus Christ. Anyway, Dave, all the symbols bring you to the corresponding socials at bio.link/sidebar cantina. Oh, that's what she's saying. If you click the little F on the bio.link/the sidebar cantina, the little F in our bio link
Oh, that
takes you to the Facebook group.
Ah,
That's what it is. So
hooray, internet!
do that. do what she said. That's what she said.
Indeed, it is.
Do that.
Is that it for the headlines?
That's all I got. But I did, since we were talking about the Fantasy Football League, I did want to give a shout out to Brady.
Oh hell yeah!
For picking up the gauntlet for as fantasy football commissioner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's picking up the slack that I left. The shit show that it was. Jason, I see Jason's comment here. There were definitely changes.
Yeah,
And-
so I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So I started drafting yesterday with the anticipation that we're still doing the 2 quarterbacks.
Right.
Because
So
that's
you
why
didn't-
I picked 2 quarterbacks early.
You didn't read any of the
No,
like, the
no,
stuff-
I don't read instructions
Yeah,
or anything like that. That shit is no. That's for the birds. I just go in and fucking do it.
So do it.
The sacred gun. The sacred
Do it
gun.
live. Do it live.
God damn it! Just as I was taking a sip.
I don't have do it apparently.
37.
Oh my
girlfriend
God.
sucked 37 dicks.
We'll do it in a row. We'll do it live.
I have do it live. That's the closest
Do
I
it
can
live.
get.
Yeah, I've got.
There you
See,
go.
I've got my own board.
Anyway,
So yeah, I don't read instructions for anything.
yes,
I just do it.
Brady posted what the roster was going to look like.
Where?
It was in the fucking group.
In our Facebook group?
Yes,
Oh,
it was.
I believe you. I
Yes,
just didn't
all
see
the
it.
changes, and he posted, "Hey, anybody have any issues with making these changes? Speak now."
Yeah.
That's why he did that,
Okay.
and I applaud him for that. And I'm like, "Yeah, man, fucking do it, rock on, man, make the changes." Because I think it was fun having 2 quarterbacks last year. The points were good, but I think the drafting strategies were a little squiffy.
Yeah,
And-
because there's just not enough to go around.
Yeah, so it because of the size of the league that we have, it was really problematic. So we went to a very, very standard league. Now, saying that, this is the only standard league that I'm in. Like every other league that I'm in has no defenses, no kickers. Just yeah.
Weird.
Defenses and kickers are from a bygone era of fantasy. Like that's like that's old man fantasy at this point. Like
Well-
if you have legacy leagues and like keeper leagues and shit like that, some of them still have defensive players that they'll do, which I never got into. I never bought into that because
Yeah.
those stat lines are just too fucking weird. But yeah, the actual playing in a league that you don't have you don't have to worry about fucking your streaming defenses or kickers or anything else. All you can focus on is the offense. Way better. It works out way better.
Yeah, but then you lose those like super swingy games when one week your defense just puts up 40 fucking points out of nowhere. You know?
Yeah, you're right. You do. Because who needs that? Why would you want that?
I mean,
Where you could actually have good strategy. Like that's not good for like if you're playing a money game. Like if you're actually playing you want to balance the field as much as
Sure.
possible if you're playing a money game. You don't want to have like yeah, if somebody goes off, they go off. That's fucking great. But defense doing that or a kicker scoring fucking 30 points out of nowhere, like you can't duplicate that.
yeah.
So anyway,
Moving on.
that's not what we have. We have a very standard league, and it's drafted, and it's going to be great.
Yeah, looking forward to it. It's always fun.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready for football.
And yeah, and
despite the summer being over.
Right. And speaking of that, every year we make a prediction as to who we think is going to win the Super Bowl the week before the season starts.
Yes.
So I think we should continue that and do that right now.
Yes. So what were last year's picks?
I think I picked the 49ers last year.
Right.
And the Bills, I think.
Yeah.
And that's probably what I'm going to pick again this year.
Yeah. 49ers and Bills.
Yeah.
Man, the Bills aren't getting hardly any like
their window is about to close. Like they've been in their window for a long time, and
I don't know if their window's about to close as much as I think if I were the Bills, I'd be happy that like a team like the Jets, people are focused on them.
yeah.
Right? They've been so focused in the past on the Bills. The only thing that sucks for the Bills this year is that Josh Allen's on the cover of fucking Madden. That's the death spiral of a fucking quarterback is get on the cover of fucking Madden. So aside from that, I
could see a case for the Eagles going back.
Yeah, the NFC is
Weak like your parents.
I think the Eagles are, homerism notwithstanding, from a betting standpoint, I think the Eagles are still a pretty fair bet.
Oh yeah, no, I mean they were kicking ass last year, and they showed no signs of slowing down, and
they've made moves to make themselves a better team, not a worse team. And they're getting more experienced as they go along.
Sure.
So,
yeah.
And now they have a Super Bowl in their pocket too. They have a full playoff season with a Super Bowl. Now they just have that much more experience. So I mean, I would pick the Eagles to go. But the AFC is tough. I mean, God damn it, I don't want to see the Chiefs go back.
Yeah.
I really don't want to see it. I'd like to see the Bills there. I'd love to see a Bills Eagles Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I think that'd be a lot of fun. Two blue collar fucking towns.
Mm-hmm.
The most raucous Super Bowl fucking ever.
Yeah. Where is the Super Bowl this year?
I have no idea. I was just thinking about that.
Yeah.
Where is the Super Bowl this year? Hey, look at that. Google's listening. State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona.
Oh, okay. Well, I tell you, the Cardinals ain't going. That's for sure.
Dude.
So
the poor Cardinals. That is a fucking dumpster fire. If there wasn't one.
Yeah. But I'm going to go ahead and go on record, and I'm going to go 49ers and Bills again in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, you weren't far off.
Yeah.
You weren't far off last year.
I was excited, man, as it was getting closer and the Niners were in the championship. And did the Bills make it to the championship, or was it the semifinals?
The semi.
Yeah. Either way, when they were
semifinals,
when they both were, had decent slots in the playoffs, I'm like, ooh, this could be it.
Yeah.
It wasn't, though. So anyway, that's my pick. Don't hurt yourself.
Dude, there's so many teams in the AFC that are really, really good this year.
Oh yeah,
really good.
And you can even have like a Tennessee coming out of nowhere, or apparently the Raiders might actually be good. Allegedly,
the Raiders are good. The fucking Chargers are only getting better.
Yeah.
Justin Herbert is a good quarterback.
Yeah.
And if Cam Akers can stay healthy and you have put more weapons around him, it's fucking tough. I don't think they're good enough to go to Super Bowl yet. Not yet. And I just don't think the Bills can do it. I don't think the Bills can get there.
Hopefully truncated silence takes all this out of the audio.
Yeah.
All right. Do we need to just come back to this later? Do you want to take some time to think about it?
Yeah. Give me
Because you went to a whole new plane of existence. I'm like seeing like the glazed over look in your eyes. I'm like, oh god, we better stay on target.
I'm running stat lines.
Oh my god.
I'm
See,
taking,
this-
I'm taking
this-
it entirely too seriously.
And this is Dave. Like he's overthinking it. He's all right. Do we want to get to our weeks?
yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's do that. First, I have one new addition to. So, because I was stacked last week, so we just have one this week,
Amazing that there's only one.
and it's one that I pre-ordered too, and it came in. I'm like, oh yeah, I had this pre-ordered, and it is. It's actually a pretty awesome one. From the Old Republic, Darth Malgus.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Man, I want to open this so bad.
Yeah, that's one that's definitely going to have to get. I'm going to have to acquire another one and open it. And because Malgus he's from most of the Old Republic, like cinematics and all that. He's in a lot of those, kicking the shit out of Jedi. He's pretty badass.
Yeah, I mean, because I did what? What was my character in Old Republic? Sith.
Sith warrior, probably.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, because that's what Malgus essentially is. He's like a Sith warrior. Yeah, fucking badass.
So almost all of my cinematics involve Malgus.
Oh.
Up until a certain point.
Yeah. Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, no, he's fucking awesome.
Yeah, that's a
Great
great one.
Great Black Series figure. And yeah, it's highly likely I'm going to be acquiring another one and opening it. Okay.
Man, it's a good one.
Yeah. Besides that, oh yeah, my PS5 came in. So I think I mentioned it here that I pre-ordered the Spider-Man Special Edition
You did.
PS5.
Yeah,
Well,
I
like,
think you asked a generic question about, is there any other games worth buying?
yeah, which so it came in. The new Spider-Man game that it comes with actually doesn't come out until October. So I bought the first Spider-Man, the remastered version of the first Spider-Man, and I'm going to play through that as I'm waiting for the second one to come through. But they're good games. They're really cool open world style games.
Okay.
And you would think that the controls for like swinging, across buildings and all that would be kind of tough to master, but it's not. It's yeah, they made it pretty easy.
So how's the gameplay compared to the Xbox? Like how graphically and like the speed of the
Because this is the only game I've played so far on it. It's a remaster of like a last gen game, so it's not going to be as sharp graphically.
yeah, so it's not going to be a really good judge of it.
Yeah. So I gotta find like a good PS5 exclusive that takes full advantage of the hardware and the current gen. So eventually,
Steve Long says both the original Spider-Man and the Miles Morales game are great.
yep. And I plan on playing those. I doubt I'll finish them before the new game comes out, but what are you gonna do?
I have no business owning a PS5.
Yeah,
I don't play the Xbox X enough to even consider it.
Oh yeah, no, I'm in the same boat. I'm more of a collector than anything at this point.
Yeah.
But
Do we have the discussion or whether or not you're getting Starfield?
I am going to eventually get it. There's no doubt. Like I love all of the games that Bethesda does, except for Skyrim. Fuck Skyrim. It's just a matter of when. I'm still trying to play through Baldur's Gate 3. Obviously got a new game on the PS5 that I'm trying to get through. So
Right.
it's just going to be a matter of time.
Yeah, I'm really curious. I want to see because I'm intrigued by it.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm intrigued because of the Adam Savage like element to it. Adam Savage teamed up with Bethesda
Oh.
he actually built a model of one of the core ships that you build, and he did like a real world model of it, and 3D printed like all these different parts, and like I mean fucking awesome. It's so far I think he's released 3 of the videos of the build itself. It's fucking great. Everyone knows how much I love Adam Savage, so
Yep.
he is my spirit animal, and the videos are great. His whole team working on this stuff, like the game itself, from what I've seen of it, it looks interesting. It looks like you're captaining a fucking spacecraft in,
Yeah.
in this like huge world.
Yeah, and it's got like space combat, ground combat,
Yeah.
all kinds of exploration.
And what I've watched navigating around in the ship, because somebody had built a ship to make it look like a Star Destroyer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it's like because you customize all the ships, right? So
Right.
you're like in the Star Destroyer, like going through all the different decks and stuff, and there's like dartboards on the walls and shit like that. So
Nice.
it's like a Sims environment inside. It seemed
Sure.
like.
Yeah.
So I'm like, man, but it's again, I think it's a game that you'd have to have, like
Yes.
put a lot of time into.
So I saw an article last week about it. And this is one of the developers came out and said, yeah, you probably won't really start getting into everything until you're about 130 hours in.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah.
All right.
He said, then you'll have scratched the surface and you'll have been exposed to everything you need to be exposed to. And then you can really start the game.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got school starting back up, man. I'm not going to have a fucking 130 hours to fucking rub two sticks together.
When,
October.
oh shit.
Yeah.
Early, mid October or
First or second week of October, I think.
son of a bitch.
Yeah. So,
And we all know how Dave gets when he's in his master's classes.
yeah, let the games fucking begin.
Yep. All right
Anyway.
then. Well, anyway, that's pretty much all my week. It's been that and studying for this certification that I have to take in 2 days. So, hooray. Yeah.
Once it's
over, it'll be nice.
yeah.
But
So like I kind of alluded to before, sorry, Jimmy Buffett reflections. I don't want to spend a lot of time on this. I would love during a music episode maybe to like do more about like a Jimmy Buffett thing,
sure.
just because he's not like. There's a lot of people that look at Jimmy Buffett as like, all right, he's not the best musician in the world. He's not like his music really isn't much of anything. Really, what it comes down to is it's party music,
Sure.
and it is.
But that's fine.
It's great, fucking feel good party music, and it's the closest thing to country that I listen to.
Yeah.
And I'll say this. I listened to Buffett on and off. I wasn't like huge into him.
You've seen him in concert a couple of times.
I
haven't
have. I'm talking about when I was younger.
you?
I was familiar with the catalog and everything else, but then, Brad Jacobs, who we used to fly with, who I'm still good friends with, he had taken me to a concert, taken me to my first Buffett show, and the fucking, I'd been to concerts before that and tailgated and done things like, but the fucking experience of going to a Jimmy Buffett show was a far and away again different experience because everyone was having the same experience. Like if you went to we used to go to Dave Matthews shows all the time and we'd have our own little tailgate and stuff. But I'm an Eagles fan. Right, where the tailgating at Eagles games is epic, right? And it's in its entirety, right? And it's a family event. But a Buffett show is different. It's tens of thousands of people that are immediately your closest friends and are willing to share everything. Like, oh, here, have this drink. Here's inventing some fucking, new juice or whatever, and
Sure.
first time seeing a fucking a margarita mixer that was built on top of a goddamn weed whacker engine, right? So they didn't have to have it didn't have a generator or anything. It just had and it was a blender attached to a fucking just a small engine to run their blender to make margaritas and shit, dude.
Wow.
It was just, and people with no shit pools, like filled with water in the backs of their trucks and fucking tons of sand.
Wow.
Like bringing all this sand and shit. It's
I
just,
don't like sand.
yeah, it gets everywhere. But it's the experience. It's the whole experience, and you can walk around everywhere, kids, adults, and it's just the vibe. It's like really really good vibe, and you go into this music, and it's about nonsense. It's really it's just was always just a good time.
Yeah.
And Buffett was, I think there was a lot of people that I was reading some comments talking about like how, well, he was a billionaire, and he trashing him because he like sings all these songs about the Caribbean and stuff, but like shits on, doesn't have enough native people from like these type of people or whatever. And it's like the man made his money off of his brand.
Yeah.
And I believe that he worked for it. The guy toured like a maniac.
Oh yeah.
And he created this business. And he went out there and backed it up with shows. Like, he put himself out there every time. It's not like he stopped touring fucking 20 years ago. Like, the dude was doing shows every fucking year.
Yeah.
And
and apparently while he was battling cancer.
Yeah. And he was a fucking writer too. One of his books, like Where's Joe Merchant, is actually a very fun fucking book.
Yeah.
Which John Sterling Asia had turned me on to, and I read that because John's a big Buffett fan as well. So anyway, the loss kind of hit me harder than I thought it would.
Yeah.
And it was weird because like musicians and stuff, that I don't have that connection with a lot of different music.
Sure.
I just don't. I enjoy music, but I don't like, I'm not attached to it. Like, it's not like, unless it's John Williams and I'm rubbing it on my chest, it's
Yeah.
So, the news kind of hit me. I got a check from text from Chuck Brinzer at fucking 5:30 in the morning saying, "Hey, Buffett died." I'm like one-eyed looking at the fucking Brinzer. Buffett died. What? Right? It was weird. And then when Kate found out, right, and she was telling me how she felt, because Kate got to see him a couple years ago. Like, we took Kate to a show, and we had a little tailgate. One of her girlfriends was there, and
Nice.
she got to have the whole experience, as a legal adult.
Sure. Yeah.
And it was great. It was great to have her have that experience, like, and us as parents get to let her go fucking go check out what's out here. And it was just really, I'm glad she had that experience, because it was a once in a lifetime, or not a once in a lifetime, but it was definitely one of those things where you wanted to go to a Buffett show just to have the experience in the parking lot, honestly. And the music was the music.
Right. So do you think part of the grief or whatever it is that you're feeling is just the knowledge that you're never going to get to see him live again?
I saw him. It's not that I'm not going to get to see him again. It's that other people who like John didn't get to see him.
Oh.
He didn't get to have that experience. Like, there's an album. He has an album coming out in December. He has a new album coming out. I think it was, there was still some more to give there.
Yeah.
Like, he sings songs about kind of going out on his own terms, and it kind of felt like he didn't get that opportunity. But saying that, he probably did, because he did a show where he showed up at somebody else's show in like July, in Connecticut. Obviously he had to have been pretty sick at that point.
Yeah.
And Radio Margaritaville has, as I was driving in here, was doing a replay of a live show he did in Key West, on the 6th.
Nice.
So yeah, I think there was just a little, I think it's a little combination of, I think he had a little bit more to give, it's the end of the summer. Like the timing of it was just
Shitty.
I mean, at any time it's, something like that happens, the timing is shitty, right? It's selfish to internalize it, I guess. But the happening on Labor Day weekend at the end of the summer for somebody that basically lived in an endless summer is kind of poignant in a way.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it sucks. It's enjoy the music, and sometimes the concert that you're going to, it's fun. It might be the last time you get to see those people.
Yeah.
Right. If you really want to go see somebody at a show, fucking go fucking see them, because the band could break up, somebody could die. I mean, somebody else died, right? The fucking
Smash Mouth guy.
yeah, the guy from Smash Mouth fucking died.
Yeah.
Steve Harwell. I mean, and I don't know if anybody was, I don't know if Smash Mouth was actually actively touring, but it's definitely
I don't know.
Late 90s, early 2000s group of our generation.
Yeah. Hey, now you're an all-star.
Get your game on, go play. Anyway, Buffett was just one of those things where it was very safe. It was fun, and it still will be. It always will be, but there won't be a concert to look forward to.
Yeah.
It won't be like, hey, Buffett's coming to town.
Yeah. Hopefully somebody picks up that mantle.
Yeah. It would be tough. It would be tough to fucking match that enthusiasm. But enough with that.
Lunar Girl sending us show ideas as we're recording this one. That was a good idea.
So let me I'll get away from Jimmy.
All right.
And so I'm going to show you this.
Ooh.
So my cousin Rick, who Patreon member,
Yes.
supporter of the show.
Frederick Martin.
Yes. He came over the other day, and while he's been going through that wing's obviously on the wrong side.
Yeah.
While he's been going through his stuff, he found a couple of Transformers that were, apparently mine.
Oh.
Yeah. And so he had brought them back to me.
It's got the thing with. Does it still do it if you?
It does.
If you put enough heat on it.
It's what they call it, the hyper, transfer and something or other.
Yeah.
It did work. I don't know if it's still working. So there was two of them. So this guy, his name's actually Dirge, but they were all based on the Starscream like mold.
Yeah.
Right?
It was all just basically recolors of Starscream.
And they had different wings. Like they gave him different wing patterns. Like one of them was this guy Dirge, and he had the gold wing there. And then the other one I had was there was a hover guy. Anyway, he's in bad shape.
Yeah.
But so I took like one of the thrust nozzles off of that and added it because he was missing one. So took one, boop, put him on that one.
I'll show the people real quick.
Yeah. So that wing that's there, I 3D printed that this morning.
Yeah.
And it looks a little rough, and that's because I found a STL file to print it, and I'm like, oh, why is it printing straight up and down? That's stupid. Let me lay this flat and build up I built up the bed for it and all that, in the software, and then I printed it. Well, holy shit, that was a bad idea, because I created all this surface area for the fucking thing to print on top of, and trying to separate it from that was a motherfucker.
Oh, I believe it.
So I'm actually printing two wings, like, because I basically just mirror the other one.
Sure, yeah.
So I'm going to have two fresh wings, fresh to death Starscream wings, because that's what that is. It's a Starscream wing that I'm printing on it.
So the thing we were talking about, I don't know if you can see it on screen, but this little black thing right there, toys at one point in the late 80s, I think it was, went through this trend where there were these stickers that were on there, and if you like put your finger on there and warmed it up a little bit, a symbol would appear
85
underneath.
85 is when it came out.
And yeah, it wasn't just Transformers, but Transformers had it to where you weren't sure if there were an Autobot or a Decepticon. You had to
Right.
put your finger on it to reveal the symbol.
Right.
But there was also another line of toys that was like, they were like elementals like fire, wood, water, and you do the thing on their chest and it would reveal what they were.
Right.
And then like, fire beat wood beat water.
Yeah, it's like a mood ring. Like
Yeah,
they
kinda.
basically put into a sticker.
Yeah. And this one still works. I'm getting the Decepticon symbol too.
Yeah,
to
remarkably,
show up.
right? So I'm gonna print all the stuff that's missing off of him, including that. So he needs the wings. I printed a new wing to replace this one. This one's kind of a mess. Proof of concept. Then I got the tail. But what's remarkable about this, the G1, Transformer, how much it looks like an F-15.
Yeah.
Like the side profile of this thing, it looks just like an F-15. Now, when you transform it's real clunky.
Right. And
But-
that was pretty much the case with all of them.
Yeah.
Like their robot forms looked a little clunky, but their vehicle forms were all
Yeah.
pretty tight.
I mean, if you look at the side profile of this guy, this wonky wing that it came with was just, But that side profile, it's like that's an F-15.
Yeah.
And they did a really good job with that. So I'm basically making Starscream, with this guy,
Nice.
with the 3D printing, because I'm using the 3D printer that Ryan trash picked. So last thing, just a little surprise.
Okay.
So we know your affinity for the Sacred Black Series.
Yes.
And while I was in Ollie's, I saw something. I'm like, you know what? Jason talks about this, and I think I want to pick one up just to have it on the show.
Oh my God.
So
Oh, it is a classified series. Snake Eyes.
yeah,
So these are the G.I. Joes that they're making that are exactly the same size as the Black Series
Yep.
figures. They're 6-inch, about the same price, same type of packaging, and they're Hasbro.
see how much it was?
Fuck you.
Yeah,
$5?
yep.
Shit.
So
And that's a good looking figure too. You got two of them.
I got two.
Nice.
So we're gonna open that one,
Oh.
and we're keeping it in the studio.
Oh, that's so cool.
So yeah,
All right.
and I like.
Do you want to do the honors?
Sure. So they have at that Ollie's they have Snake Eyes, they have Scarlet, who's the broad Baroness,
Yeah.
and they had one more. Oh, the white version of this. The white
Storm Shadow.
Storm Shadow.
Yeah.
So they have all four of those.
God damn it. And they're all $5?
Yeah.
Fuck. I'm going to Ollie's tomorrow.
Yeah.
Fuck my test.
But yeah, I was like, man, we keep talking about this classified series, right? So I'm tearing into this box, by the way.
You could have just cut the tape. Like
I
I know,
could've.
I know you have a knife on you.
Yeah, I was talking.
Yeah.
I have 2 knives on me right now.
God damn it. I gotta go get those. $5 each. Yeah. Fuck.
I know. I couldn't. Kathy's like, what are you?
GeForce Racing in the chat mentions he's got about half of the current classified G.I. Joes. Very nice.
Wow.
Does he move like the Black Series figures move?
Yeah. Here.
Yeah.
Get your little dick beaters on them.
Yep. Actually, these seem a little bit more mobile than the Black Series. Black Series elbows are like hard to bend sometimes. Like I feel like I'm gonna break them.
Comes with a katana, which actually goes into a fucking.
Look at this. Look at this. It's dead sexy.
So when I saw Baroness and I saw Scarlet, and I'm like, it's cool. I still don't know if I'd buy it just for the novelty of it.
Uh-huh.
And then I saw Storm Shadow. I'm like, that's it. If they had Snake Eyes, then I'd buy Snake Eyes for sure.
Uh-huh.
And then I'm digging around and I saw Snake Eyes. I'm like, well, that answered that.
Yep.
And so now we have him.
Fucking sweet.
Yeah, Snake Eyes was my favorite G.I. Joe.
Oh yeah.
I think we talked about that again. Go watch our G.I. Joe episode.
Oh, he's got that tattoo on him, the same thing that Storm Shadow has. Like if you look at that, it's kind of hard to see it. That red tattoo, that's like the same kind of symbol that Storm Shadow has tattooed on his arm. At least in one of his figures.
So, is it the stacked thing?
Yeah.
That
yeah.
That guy.
Yep. Yeah, Storm. At least one of the old Storm Shadow figures from the 80s has that tattooed on his like on his wrist.
And you can swap out the heads. I don't.
Yeah, it feels like you're gonna break it, right?
Yeah. I don't know if I want to do that. Here's the head.
And besides, like the real Snake Eyes, he doesn't reveal his face.
Hello, my name is not Snake Eyes. I'm definitely not Snake Eyes.
Definitely not Jennifer either.
Definitely not. I'm gonna go over here.
So they just have him staring at you whenever you look at
I'm
the
gonna
camera.
stare at you.
There
you go.
Okay. No, that's fucking awesome.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
I thought you'd like that.
Yeah.
For $5, man. I'm like, oh, dude. For $5, we're getting ourselves a classified. For $5 and it's fucking Snake Eyes. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, dog. I'm in.
Oh, that's cool.
Get some knives going. Yeah, look at the fucking articulation in the wrists. I wonder how these are selling.
I see them all the time. Like I see new ones being announced and released, and somebody's buying them. Besides GeForce in the chat, and trust me, I would if it wasn't for the Black Series obsession. I mean, I'd love to be able to do both, but
I can't see them.
yeah, funds are.
Well, yeah, you got to spend your money on something.
Yeah.
So, but we can have, but there can be one.
Yes.
So we'll have to dig up a 3 3/4 Snake Eyes
Yeah.
and have him hang out with his
With his older brother.
older brother.
Yeah.
All right, that's it. That's all I got for my
Awesome.
week.
No, that's fucking cool, man. Good shit. So I guess that means we're getting to our main topic, eh?
Yeah, a Star Wars topic.
That's right.
Haven't barely said Star Wars in the past fucking hour.
I know. Said a lot of football though, but that's par for the course for us for this season. You know, we start off with a lot of football talk. It's our thing. It's what we do.
Yeah, it's a thing.
Yep. So Ahsoka, episode 3.
Episode 3.
Yeah.
All 37 minutes of the runtime.
37.
94.
Wait.
37. My
There it
girlfriend
is.
sucked 37 dicks.
In a row?
This is why I didn't give Dave the soundboard.
The sacred
Before-
Jedi tact.
My penis so smooth.
Oh god.
My penis remix.
I mean, we should just get some techno music and then just put this on top of it. Oh my god, that would be the greatest.
We needed.
All right, somebody send us a link to some like freeware like techno music that we can throw that on top of.
37. 37. 37. 37. My girl.
Oh my god. That we should do that for like new intro music.
Could just do
Do like a mega mix in all of our soundboard stuff. Oh, this is what happens when Dave gets a soundboard. Oh my god.
My penis so smooth.
Okay, can we
Gotta
continue?
give the people what they want.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live.
So, before we actually get into this episode, you know, we still have some lingering discussion topics from the last 2 episodes.
My penis so smooth.
Big Lovin', I watched the Escape Pod last week, and Big
Right.
Lovin' had a lot to say about people who didn't
a lot
like
of things to say.
yeah, mainly. But anyway, like he had something to say about people who complain about lightsaber wounds, essentially, and he had this just I didn't like his explanation. It's like, oh, it's just plot points, that's all. No, I want, and here's my main issue with this whole, like, some people survive getting stabbed through the fucking midsection with a lightsaber. I just want consistency, right? I want consistency because otherwise there's no stakes when there's a lightsaber fight, right? It's like, oh yeah, Ahsoka can get stabbed through and that's fine. She'll bounce back in a couple of days, So like there's no like worry that, oh, somebody may not make it through this, because now we have precedent that just like fucking piercing lightsaber wounds don't kill people, except for Qui-Gon for reasons.
So, if you want to eliminate somebody with the lightsaber, what they need to do is they need to fucking they need to eviscerate them. They need to, like,
have gone for the head.
we have canon for this. Like,
Yeah.
you saw it. Dooku was beheaded, right?
I don't think he's surviving that one.
No, that Qui-Gon's injury. Yes, famously Qui-Gon's injury was he died from that, right? But
Yeah.
Maul lives through fucking getting cut in half.
That's true.
Okay, using the dark side, he manages to piece together a fucking bottom section so that he can live.
Yeah.
Okay,
How do you
that's
think he
fine.
shits now? Because he didn't have like an ass after getting cut in half like that. He had like his body started at his like belly button.
My penis is
Yeah, his penis is very small.
Well, I don't know if you were building your own penis.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you that there should be consistency, but at the same time, stop trying to fucking protect us from the gore of what a fucking lightsaber would do.
Yeah.
Right? If you're really trying to kill, we see it in the movie. You mentioned it last week, right? With Finn. Finn gets fucking cut with the lightsaber. Like, the wound's deep enough to fucking basically put him into a fucking coma.
Yeah.
Because of the shock of the trauma,
Mm-hmm.
but doesn't kill him because it doesn't cut him in half. Now, if
Right.
that wound's a little bit deeper, then it fucking basically slices him in half like he's a
Yeah.
goddamn, like a
Probably-
piece of bamboo in a fucking katana show.
It cuts a spinal cord,
Yeah. If you just eliminate them, this is a lightsaber battle. Fucking eliminate them by just eliminate them. Don't. This isn't fencing,
Right.
right? This isn't fencing where it's like ha 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 like this and score a point by putting the tip of the fucking blade on them.
Oh, okay.
Right? In fencing for points, like dunk, like you're trying to get the stab, and that's just like. You don't know.
Just the tip, just
Just the tip.
stabbing with the tip.
It's just a stabbing motion. What the hell just happened? Why is that up there? Oh yeah, this is Rick's.
Qui-Gon used an ancient Jedi technique to move all the important bits to one spot, and Maul got lucky.
Right. Yeah. He's like, all right, I'm gonna have everything centralized right here.
Yeah.
What could possibly go wrong? Right there.
Yeah. So
I posted something like there's something like in like real life mortality rate is only like 8% for like stab wounds, like gut wounds.
really,
Yeah.
oh,
It's a very survivable thing,
yeah.
apparently.
Okay.
So it's not like it's so outlandish that getting like an actual fucking like a gut shot,
mm-hmm.
as it were, is survivable. Now you have to get medical attention. You're not just gonna fucking be like, I'll walk this off.
Right.
No, you're not gonna walk it off. You need to get medical attention, but it's survivable.
Sure.
I think Qui-Gon gave up. I think Qui-Gon just fucking just like, I need to be one with the Force. I hate.
Or he's like, fuck the Jedi.
Yeah, fuck this order. It's a way to get out of this shit.
The sweet release of death.
Yes. Like, you should be like, come closer, everyone. Tell Yoda to go fuck himself.
Oh my god, that would have been the greatest.
It's just like, come closer, Qui-Gon. Go fuck yourself.
Oh, that would have been awesome. Anyway, so let's get into this new episode. Time to Fly is the
Right.
name of the episode.
Oh, they flew.
Yes, a lot of flying going on in this one, and it actually starts off with Sabine going through a training sequence. First with Hu Yang, and then this whole blast shield thing with Ahsoka. Again, they're really trying to force the issue with Sabine. The whole like giving her Jedi training, and all right, I hate to start this episode off by complaining about stuff, but I'm really not liking this whole trying to force Jedidom onto Sabine when she has no Force capabilities whatsoever. I
disagree. I think she does have Force ability.
Okay, but we don't have any like proof, any visual proof of that happening.
Okay. Well, what would you...
And see, my more issue here is not the fact that like Ahsoka's taking her under her wing and she's giving her like combat training. Like, I don't care about that. Like, that's fine. But the fact that they specifically refer to her as a Padawan, at one point she's like, after she's done training with Hu Yang, she's like, I'll never be a Jedi, or I'm never good enough to be a Jedi. It's like, hold on. Are you going through official Jedi training? Isn't Ahsoka not even a Jedi? Like, stop referring to like these specifics like Jedi, Padawan, all that stuff when that's not what you guys are doing. It irks me. And then they keep trying to push this whole force wielding thing on her when she's not force sensitive, and now all of a sudden she's trying to move fucking cups with her mind and shit.
So, okay. So this is more than semantics, right?
Well,
This
it's
is-
kind of a combination of both. It's a combination of the semantics and the fact that she's not force sensitive, or at least she hasn't shown that yet.
No, I believe so. I totally disagree. I believe that she is force sensitive. I just don't think that she is as force sensitive as one would believe, because they're telling us this, right? They have flat out told us this. They used allegory straight away, and they've said it. Hu Yang, or whatever the robot's name is, right? When he was said that you wouldn't even meet the threshold to be a candidate,
Sure.
right? That's not because she's not force sensitive at all. That's because, like, hey, you have some force ability, but not enough to become a Jedi, right?
I suppose.
So now Ahsoka can probably see that there is ability, and okay, you're already a good fighter, and you're a Mandalorian. And I can't remember when I thought I said it last week, but I really think that this Mandalorians not being Jedi, there's this like hard stop genetically of like why that those two things don't happen. And that's what they're trying to get through. So yes, Ahsoka is not a Jedi, right? She walked away from the Order, but they're using the language specifically to tell us that yes, Sabine has force ability, but it's not great. Like she doesn't have it. She's not a good force user. She's just a good fighter.
Right.
Right. So there's a reason they're doing it that way. Why? I don't think they've told us yet, but there's definitely a reason that they're doing it this way.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that there's like she could have shown something off screen between Rebels and now.
Well, we could Ahsoka in the Force could see something in her that that hasn't been shown to us yet.
Right.
Like, I mean, she can.
Yeah, because like force wielders can sense other
Right.
force wielders.
Exactly.
Like there's definitely a precedent for that. So I don't know. I guess a lot of this is the language that they're using. I hate the fact.
But I think that they're specifically using the language because they want to tell us that, hey, this is a thing. we know you don't see it,
Mm-hmm.
but we're using this language because we're telling you that this is a thing.
Yeah.
And because Sabine's not going to be good enough to fucking suddenly levitate shit or do whatever, right? And she has to get it through in her mind that that's not what she is. Right?
Well, and I would be fine with that. Like if they never took her abilities beyond where they are right now, but I have a feeling by the end of this series she's going to be like force pulling shit to her hand and doing all that kind of stuff. I feel like that they've kind of projected that that's going to be.
Well, if they do, I think that again, this is Dave's opinion. I think that they'll have some sort of tie-in with this Mandalorian aspect of it. Right? They've already kind of mentioned it, and within the story last week, they said that being a Mandalorian, that there's no Jedi Mandalorians.
Yeah.
Right. So
Well, very few.
Who, right?
Well, the original Darksaber wielder was a Jedi.
So how long ago was that? Like
Thousands of years.
Thousands of years, right?
Yeah.
So they're giving us this language deliberately because they're trying to tell us what the story is. And I think that she's not demonstrating traditional Jedi force wielding powers like Cal Kestis. Cal Kestis was a fucking Padawan, like a regular old Padawan, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we don't have an issue with how he uses the Force, or how these other Jedis use the Force, or where this like fucking Ray, what's his name? What's the character's name?
Ray Stevenson's character,
Yeah.
Balin.
Balin, like Balin, his apprentice, like they had to come from somewhere. Like they're obviously their midichlorian counts or whatever are different. So I just think that they're being deliberate with their language because they want to emphasize that this is a thing.
Okay.
That's how I'm taking it.
Yeah, I can sort of buy that. But it still bugs me, and it's gonna bug me even more when she starts fucking force gripping stuff because I know it's coming.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, they're going through this training montage where the droid Hu Yang is teaching her because again he was the big instructor in at the Jedi Temple for years and years, and he was the one who helped Padawans build their lightsabers. So yeah, he would know about like the saber techniques and all of that. And then Ahsoka does the thing where she puts the shield over her eyes, which they pulled the quote straight from episode 4, which was I can't see, how am I supposed to fight?
Yes.
So it's like, okay, we get it.
Yeah.
But this
that was a little all right. All right, this is a little campy. Okay, Dave.
Yeah.
All right, Filoni. Let's move it along.
Yeah.
Move along.
Well, it's not the first reference to the original trilogy that we get in this episode either, but there is this whole sequence reminded me of Anakin putting Ahsoka through that training in that Tales of the Jedi episode where he had her just constantly going back with the troopers surrounding her, and it was just like, go again. Let's go again. Let's go again. And then, Ahsoka doing the same thing to Sabine in this.
Right, this is how you learn.
Yeah. So
you learn more by how you pick yourself up.
Yep. So that was another nice little callback to some fairly recent canon that's come out there. Then we go to the Republic fleet, and Hera is pleading with Mothma and the Senate.
Great shot of the
committee
fleet too, by the way. I loved it.
yeah.
I loved how they. It was a great shot.
Well, yeah, in this whole episode, even though it was short, even though I did have my issues with the whole Sabine semantics, like the whole episode was gorgeous, and they've really done a great job with this, the way they do the effects now, and they put them in that dome screen or whatever. It just it looks flawless.
The treatment is excellent.
Yeah,
it just really, really is.
They give me that level of immersion that I had with the original trilogy, where it feels like they're actually there in that cockpit, and those, or you're in that field of ships all flying by, and you saw all kinds of ships that we've seen before, combined with some new ships in that shot of the fleet. But yeah, it was pretty sweet.
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
Yeah. So yeah, she's talking to Mon Mothma, and immediately she brings up Jason, because I know Some people were a little taken aback because like Jason Syndulla was never mentioned in the first 2 episodes, even though we saw a lot of Hera. So no, he was mentioned in this. We actually got to see him as well after this conversation, which we'll talk about. But yeah, this was more the politics of Star Wars and the hubris of the New Republic being like, the Empires, they're done. They're gone. Fuck it. You know, they're
these crooked fucks.
Yeah.
Because that's what they are. They're all fucking.
They're senators.
Yeah.
What do you expect?
Exactly. They're crooked as shit. I mean, fuck. I'm willing to bet that if we pulled out the Aftermath books and looked at the names of these characters, that they're all some traces back to like them getting into some shit. Where if we actually did more fucking read some of the historical documents in the sacred texts.
Yeah, which I mean, hey, we've done as much as we can.
The sacred Jedi text.
Yes, I do have that one.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. They're
The sacred Jedi text.
oh my god. But yeah, no, they're basically she's telling them like, hey, Thrawn might be back. You might want to like send some ships to help me. We're gonna go do some recon in this place where these people might be gathering, and they're basically like, no, go fuck yourself.
So, okay, 2 things with this. One, I know these fucking senators are crooked as shit.
Oh yeah, Mon Mothma's. I'm sure she's
been. Well, I mean, obviously she got to this position because she was crooked to begin with because of the rebellion, and now she's in.
Yeah, that's true. She was funding terrorists and
whatever. But thinking about it pragmatically, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's the right question to ask, right? Is what's more realistic? Her wanting to follow this lead down towards trying to find Ezra, or Thrawn's still alive, even though everyone saw him fucking disappear, and it's not just assumed that he was dead. Like it was this huge fucking just tragedy of like it's very unlikely that you would live through that scenario.
Sure.
It's the right question to ask. And what the issue I had, my really only issue with this episode was how she reacted. I think Hera is supposed I think this is out of character for what was expecting out of Hera.
Like how she reacted to them, basically not giving her support.
No, not for calling her out. Like and basically like we think that you're basically him saying like you're
just doing this because you want to find Ezra.
Right. Yeah. And then she's like, when she's like, you don't know that, like, I don't think, there's nothing in what we've read in the
sacred Jedi text.
Nothing that we've read or anything else. Like, Hera seems to me to, like, be very straight. Like, she's, okay, I have a plan. I'm going into this. Like, she knew she was going into this meeting. And I just think that level of emotion just seemed out of character.
Okay, like losing her cool a little bit.
Right. I felt like it was out of character.
Sure.
And not that the guy didn't deserve the not that the guy was fucking doing it for the right reasons, but it was the right question to ask. Like, oh, this is this is an interesting coincidence, right? And before we, basically divvy up resources to something like that, let's maybe get a second opinion, or let's, what other intel do we have, before we act on something like this? Now, granted, Hera probably has an amazing fucking combat record, as a general, and she'd probably fly through some Senate appropriations thing, and if it was a special ops thing, I'd be like, hey, look, we're not even talking to the fucking Senate, we're just gonna fucking do it,
right? And
then there'll be some fucking briefing about it later. And then somebody will write a book about it in about 10 years. Otherwise, an American. Nobody. Did I say American? I didn't say American. Did I? Like, the
no, you're just
the galaxy would never know anything had even taken place.
Maybe we should just move on.
We should just move on.
All right. And after the meeting, she goes out, and there's Jason Syndulla running up to her with his green hair, very, very close to the way they had him portrayed at the end of Rebels. Chopper was with him, and this this was where I started getting annoyed because he's like, oh, I heard Aunt Sabine is going to be a Jedi. And I'm just like, she's not going to be a Jedi. She's training under a former Jedi.
Right.
But no, she's not going to be a fucking Jedi. Ugh. And then he said the dark line, I want to be a Jedi.
Well, he's a child, so
Yeah. Well, I know because a lot of people are like, oh, is he one of the people that like got murdered at Luke's Academy, you know?
yeah, we're gonna send you off to fucking this thing. It's gonna be great. You're gonna learn how to be a Jedi. It's gonna go well.
Yeah, Luke, he's like a hero of the rebellion. He's going to take good care of you. And
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Here, hang on 1 second.
All right. What?
Just keep talking.
Okay. So yeah, no, I thought that line was a little bit dark only because we know what happened to Luke's trainees, though there is no proof that he was one of them. But Dave is switching chairs.
I'm not switching chairs.
Oh,
I'm putting my leg up.
okay. Did you hurt your leg? Lounging with Dave.
So, sidebar. Remember my machete wound?
Yes.
So,
Oh yeah, the seepage. Blech.
yeah, it's still doing it.
Oh god.
Yeah, it's going on. It's been a while,
Yeah.
and it sucks. There's no other way to describe it. It just sucks.
Yeah.
So it's in a bandage that's not, so it's not leaking all over the floor, but
It's good.
it's fucking, dude. There's nothing worse. I'm telling you. We were in Ollie's and some friends of ours, like we ran into in Ollie's, and they're trying to have a conversation with us about, oh, go out to eat, blah blah blah, whatever. And meanwhile, like I feel this fluid dripping down my leg. I'm like, all I want to do is get the fuck out of here. So it's been very, very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Hey, hello. You can see my foot in the camera.
What the fuck?
What?
Chantal just said something very inappropriate in the chat. I'm not even gonna put it up, but I'm like, I don't know what she's talking about. Something about your toenails?
Where? What?
In the chat.
It's in the chat?
Yeah, she swears she's not on drugs. Okay. Mm-hmm. It's this right there. No idea what that means.
I don't either. Interesting.
So we're just gonna let that go. Yeah. So why don't we just move on then?
Yeah.
So all right. So we move to Ahsoka and Sabine having the Force conversation, right?
Right.
This is the one where they've got the two cups down there, and Ahsoka brings one to her hand, and you know they're
2 cups.
oh, 2 girls and 2 cups, whatever.
2 cups, 2 not Jedis.
Yeah, and you know they're having a conversation about the ability to wield the Force, and you know they both brought up some good points. For one, Sabine's like, well, if anybody can use the Force, why doesn't everybody just use it then? If everybody has the Force, and then Ahsoka's like, okay, you know, talent is a factor,
Right.
in this. So
Right. They're answering, like, this is answering the questions that people are asking, right?
yeah, so
It's better.
yeah, so
Can't see my feet.
Ahsoka does acknowledge the fact that, you know, people are more Force sensitive than others.
Right.
And
I think this is something that we've seen throughout the canon, right? We definitely, a fucking kid bringing broom to his hand in Last Jedi, notwithstanding, 'cause fuck you. But we know that people have ability in the Force that either they don't know it's the Force or they use that ability in a different way.
sure.
Because it's not so highly tuned, right? The guy, the guy that Poe Dameron gets the fucking
Lor Santeca,
Lor Santeca,
the map to Luke.
right? He's
Yeah.
a Force. He's Force sensitive,
Okay.
but doesn't wield the Force
Right.
in that way. But he's Force sensitive,
Because yeah, that came out in like the comics or something, right?
right?
Yeah.
It was in one of the graphic novels. So Isaac's like adamant. Not everyone has the same level of midichlorians. Right.
True.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
because
Absolutely.
Anakin had more than Yoda, so.
He did. So, and we saw how well that
And
turned out.
maybe that's what we need to do. Maybe we need to bring back the midichlorian tests.
Right.
Maybe that's what this part of the galaxy in this timeline is missing.
You know what would be awesome? If the midichlorian test was like a COVID test. Like,
When I gotta shove the shit down your nose.
Like here's this fucking swab, and I'm like,
All right, hold her down. This one's got to go deep. Oh, that would be funny. Oh my god. They need to make that happen. But no, like, wouldn't that just piss people off too if they brought back the whole concept of midichlorians? Because they've done a good job, especially under Disney canon, of just kind of burying the whole
right.
concept of midichlorians, which again, I understand why George did it that way. He needed some tangible way to show that Anakin had, just like this incredible affinity for the Force.
Right.
And so how do we do that? All right, well, just some like microscopic shit you can measure.
And Papa Palpatine like took his DNA and massaged it, added a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and fucking
Then walked up to Shmi and
yeah, like, tapped her on the shoulder. Or no, you know what he did? He dropped something in front of her. Right? Like dropped something.
so she bends
So
over.
she bends over and wham! Gets right in there. Like a lion. Ever seen the fucking National Geographic shit with lions fucking?
No.
Dude, it's like the fastest thing ever.
Really?
Oh yeah, dude, it's seconds.
Really?
Like boop boop done.
wow.
Oh yeah.
Huh.
I'm telling you.
That's funny.
Dude, this will be the next thing
I've
that
seen-
you're going to look at.
I've seen videos of like the female lions like biting the male lion's nuts.
Yeah, because they're probably pissed off because the good dude's only
Like that
lasting
was
2
it.
seconds.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man! Ah! No, you see the lion get on there, is like pump, done,
No shit.
and he's off taking a nap.
Have you ever seen videos of rabbits fucking?
No.
That's the funniest. Is because when the male rabbit nuts, he like just completely seizes up and just falls over. Oh, it's fucking hilarious.
Oh my god, how do we get here?
To animals fucking. To Palpatine midichlorians.
Yes,
Yes,
midichlorians.
So we
Yes,
need.
that's how we got there.
We just need to bring the midichlorian test back, I think, and that'll solve a lot of these problems. We'll really find out where Sabine measures.
Yep. Get a metachlorian 19 test and
Shove it right up her nose.
right in there.
Yeah. Anyway, so Sabine leaves or Ahsoka leaves, and Sabine's like trying to like force move the fucking cup.
Right.
Never happens. But I feel like that whole scene is set up for when she is able to do that later on in this season. But then they get to the system where they're going. Denab, not to be confused with Teneb that Lando mentions in Return of the Jedi. This is not the same place. This one starts with a D. His starts with a T, but they sound very similar. Because I thought that they were saying the same place, and then I like looked later on. And no, it's a different system.
Okay.
So anyway, well, this is what happens when you have millions of fucking planets. Eventually, some of the names are going to start sounding the same. And then we have this pretty long space battle sequence with like Shin and the Inquisitor Merrick showed up, and they had like a squadron of fighters with them. And then it's basically them shooting at Ahsoka's ship as they're trying to get closer to the fucking the hyperspace ring,
Right.
and see what the fuck's going on.
And I watched this at work on the big screen at work.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy at work who was watching it with, he had already seen it, and he's like, "Why? There's only cannons in the back of that ship. Like, why weren't they attacking from the front? Like, why did it take so long to fucking start attacking from the front?" And I'm like, maybe they were doing some maneuvers to fucking keep them keep everything behind them. I don't know.
I mean, I would imagine that there's something on the front, but it's not as.
They didn't shoot a single thing from the fucking front. Not a single. Not a one.
I'd be willing to bet that it has something in the front, but when you're also trying to fly, and you got the person in the back that's strictly dedicated to the cannon,
Bro, there is only a tail gun on this fucking thing.
Okay, well,
It's like a B-52 like C model
right.
before they took the tail gun out.
Well, because they're like, well, we really got to make this fancy with the rotating wings and all that,
Yeah.
so we got to skimp on some of the weaponry, so we're just
Right.
gonna put one turret in the back
It's
because
like it's like the CV-22 when it first came out. It's like, oh, we can't put guns out the sides because they'll shoot the engine pods.
Right.
So we can only have guns coming out the back.
right.
That's basically what they did.
Yeah. So maybe it's something similar to that because of the big rotating wing. They couldn't put guns on the front.
Fucking engineering and engineering stupidity.
Well, no, because it was probably more aesthetic, right? They're like, oh, this looks cool. Look how fucking sweet looking this is.
Yes, this makes no sense when there's no physics happening in here, but
Yeah.
we're gonna go ahead and do it.
Okay, it looks cool, but I mean, can it defend itself? Nah.
Yeah, we'll put a cannon on the back.
Yeah.
No worries.
So that's probably what happened.
All the attacks come from the back.
Yeah.
Just a tip.
Oh god, that was good. Oh, see, you kind of set that up with all of your previous jokes, and then it was just like that. Good stuff.
I'm working on it.
Yeah, I like it. So when Ahsoka tells Sabine to go get on the turret, there's the music, right? I don't know if you were paying attention to the music, but the first couple of beats sound very similar to that, but it strays pretty quickly.
Yeah.
But those first couple of beats are like a dun 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 dun, but then the music changes. But it was just a little nod to episode 4 again, and then when she finally shoots one down, oh, I got one, just like Luke.
Yeah.
But I loved how she was like so happy about, basically murder. Just killed that guy right there. She's like, bam, all right, I just fucking killed someone. Yeah.
I mean, she's a Mandalorian.
That is true.
I mean,
yeah, they are
it's
kind of.
that she has to get off by killing.
That's-
I mean, she probably has been like, man, I haven't killed anybody in a while. Right.
That's true.
It's been a hot minute.
Yeah. That is a very good point. So yeah, they're going through this space battle, and ultimately what happens is, they're bickering. They've been bickering since the start of the series.
Right.
And then Hu Yang finally just comes on and he's like, well, the way you two are fucking acting, we are gonna get blown out of the goddamn sky. So Ahsoka's like, fuck. Yeah, you're right. She's like, all right, Sabine, what do you need? And then they start working together, coordinating.
Right.
And hey, lo and behold, they can start like shooting down ships and stuff.
Well, it really came down to, and somebody had mentioned it in the chat earlier, that when Ahsoka let Sabine kind of be directive, and like, okay, this is where I need you to go, so I can put effective fire on the target.
Yeah.
As opposed to Ahsoka trying to fly and Sabine just randomly putting fire.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Which is what kind of reinforces to me the fact that there's no weapons on the front of this thing. Because if Ahsoka was actually trying to shoot at shit, then the tail gun would be an afterthought. But since the tail gun is the only weapon, like, you should be listening to what the tail gunner is telling you, so that you can shoot at the fucking bad guys.
Kind of like the boom operator in the back of KC-135.
Nobody listens to the boom operator.
But you're supposed to.
Yes, absolutely you are.
But anyway, that's more of our Air Force stuff, which, oh, by the way, sidebar. I came across the 108's Facebook page recently. It showed up in my feed because I unfollowed them like the week I retired. When I retired, I unfriended a lot of people that I knew from the military. I stopped following the 108's page. I really just like made a deliberate effort to separate myself from that. And I somehow came across it in my fucking feed. And then I clicked on it and I started looking through some of the pictures and I'm just getting like PTSD. I'm like fucking shaking and I'm like, okay, I have to turn this off. It's only been a year, but I feel like I'm so far removed from that now. It's like even thinking about that life and looking at these pictures is like, oh.
I struggle.
Well, yeah, because you're still like right in the fucking thick of it.
Yeah. And I have the 108th is moving into my building.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so you're really in the thick of it.
These motherfuckers.
I mean, I'm still essentially working for the Empire, but definitely removed from that aspect of it.
I'm unfortunately I'm more directly doing Empire stuff.
Yeah.
And have to look it in the face every day. But I'm still a fucking. It's not. It really at the end of the day, I'm still a civilian.
Yeah.
And when shit annoys me, I get annoyed. like, and they know it.
Right.
Like I'm not like, oh, well, I'm gonna let this, and I'm gonna be annoyed about this and just take it home with me. Oh no, you're gonna know I'm annoyed about it. I'm gonna fucking tell you because you're fucking being stupid.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Anyway, sorry, just sidebar.
Sad face.
Yeah. So anyway, Ahsoka and Sabine are working together and they're starting to like shoot shit down, but then they get close to Morgan's ship, the massive fucking hyperspace ring,
Right.
which is very cool looking. Like when they're looking at it from a distance, kind of.
Reminded me of something out of an Asimov novel.
Yeah, yeah. And there's some dialogue between Morgan and Shin. A couple times they kind of like they're sort of butting heads a little bit here. There's a little animosity, some comments being made. It's like, okay, I wonder how this is going to manifest itself, because Shin's been going after Ahsoka this whole time. Finally, when she gets close to Morgan's ship, she's like, they're heading towards you, and she's like, I see you couldn't take care of them yourself. Well, I'll handle it from here. And then she shoots him down, and then fucking Shin's like, good job. You almost got them.
Right.
I'll finish it from here. So I'm just like, okay, so there's a bit of a dynamic here with this.
Yeah. She's not into the Night Sister. Like she's like, I don't think she buys into any of the motives or anything else. It's like, you can tell she's like, I don't buy your bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I'm doing this because my master's telling me to do it. Otherwise, I would just fucking annihilate you.
Yeah.
Which is appropriate.
Sure.
God, I want to know their backstory so bad.
Me too. And
Yeah.
fucking the Inquisitor, Marok, for that matter. Because we actually heard him talk one line during this.
Why don't I care as much about this fucking clown? Like, I think because so many people have like made these outlandish ass fucking guesses of like who it could be. Like, oh, it's Luke. It's like, no, it's not. It's not Luke. It's not Ezra. It's not fucking Thrawn. Like, come on, buddy.
Yeah.
Like,
well, and this is one of those things where, Disney Star Wars has been infamous for, you get this character like a Phasma. It's like, oh, she's got all this mystery behind her. Like, oh, who is she? What's going to happen with her? Dead. Just written off in episode 2. Knights of Ren, same thing.
I would give you that. However, this is Filoni.
True.
This is a Filoni joint, and I don't think that anything is being done on a whim, let's say. I think everything he's doing is calculated as part of the story. So I'm sure there is a reveal here.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know what it's going to be.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be anything that the people have theorized up to this point.
Max Rebo.
I knew it.
That's my favorite one so far.
Yep.
Max Rebo, he got on one of the fucking diet plans. What's the one that people are taking the fucking
the fucking diabetes pills.
Yeah.
I got like 3 coworkers who were on that shit.
That do the
just
shots.
Strictly for weight loss. Yeah. And
The
apparently like diabetics are like, what the fuck? We need this shit.
The VA offered it to me.
Did they? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
Well, I am pre-diabetic apparently.
Oh.
Go figure.
That's fun.
We have some Skittles.
Yeah. Yeah. But no, Max Rebo, fucking fantastic.
Maracas.
Oh, it all makes sense.
Maracas, and then
Theory confirmed.
Yep.
Then we get a funny scene where they're disabled. Sabine's trying to get the ship back up, and Ahsoka needs to run some interference.
They're disabled.
Yep, essentially.
But you said disabled. I immediately thought handicap.
Like the ship is disabled. Not
okay.
Not like they're like, I know how to use the Force.
I was thinking like maybe they have a limp. not they were. Anyway,
you know what movie I was thinking a lot about recently? Sidebar was Something About Mary.
Oh God,
You're her brother who was the disabled person with the thing with his ears, and when what's his name was picking her up for the prom, and he's like, and I think I found it right behind your ear, and he's like, ah! He fucking freaks out and beats the shit out of him. I fucking love that scene. Anyway. Yeah, have you seen my baseball? So Ahsoka gets in a spacesuit and allegedly has some like gravity boots or magnetic boots or something, and basically just goes out on the wing of the fucking ship and runs interference while Sabine's building the ship. Now, this wasn't as ridiculous to me, only because it's been done before. Like, I think it happened in Clone Wars. Like, Plo Koon did this once. So, it's not... I set an alarm for my pill. Because I forget sometimes when we're doing the show, so I actually set an alarm this time.
Oh, very good.
Yeah,
It came in loud and clear.
it did.
My penis so smooth.
Oh my God, you're killing me.
My penis so smooth.
Yeah, so she gets in a spacesuit, she comes out on the wing and, deflects some bolts while Sabine is trying to fix the ship. Now, judging by the look on your face, you were not a fan of this scene.
So it's on top of the ship.
Mm-hmm.
You have all the dimensions
Yes,
accessible.
correct.
So you fly underneath and shoot from underneath. Ahsoka's not underneath the ship.
Oh, so you're saying from the attacker's perspective.
Yeah.
They should have done
You're
that.
in space. You have a fucking all different zeniths to fucking attack from.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Why would you fly right at her?
I think they were targeting her. They were like, "Oh, she's fucking just standing out there on the ledge all by herself. Let's shoot her down."
It's a trap. Like, you fucking destroy the ship. She'll float out into nothingness.
Well, this is an apprentice we're talking about. She's not
she's
not with it. She's not hip.
Oh,
Only really good people get that reference. But yeah, no, I didn't have as much of an issue with this scene. It was a little silly, but I'm not like, oh, they're just fucking stupid.
I
kinda
wasn't
thing.
that. It wasn't that bad. I was just like, oh God, come on, dude, come on, buddy, come on, buddy.
Yeah.
Just all right. If the plan was for Ahsoka to get up there and distract them with a shiny target, like, hey, shoot at me, hey,
Pretty much, like,
instead of the ship.
That's exactly what I think she was doing.
Yeah, and fine, but God damn it, be smarter. Like, hey, she's on top of the ship. Hey, you fly at her. I'm gonna come up underneath and just go and bloosh,
Yeah.
sploosh.
That would have made sense. But again, she's an apprentice. She doesn't know, all the nuances of space combat yet.
Yeah, they literally all these space battles are 2-dimensional,
Yeah.
except for the Falcon. When he's doing the maneuvers,
Yeah. Slowly.
drifting lazily to the left.
Yes.
That's well. What's the? It's an Empire, right? Where he comes down between the two ships. Like you see him come down and go like this,
And they
Empire's
actually
probably the best.
collide.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like you hear the collision alarm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, what a good movie.
Yeah.
Speaking, you know what? I'm not going to say that on the air.
Okay.
No, you know what? Never mind. The evil overlords are listening,
Oh, all right. Gotcha.
so I'm not going to say that.
Okay, not a problem. So yeah, no, I didn't have much of an issue with Space Ahsoka, and it was kind of neat seeing her like flip around and like cut the wing off of one of the ships.
Right.
But
Right.
yeah, it wasn't bad, and the spacesuit actually looked pretty cool. It fit her properly.
Right. Yeah.
It's like she must have had it custom made.
Yeah, tailored. Like she stopped at Space Korea and Osan outside the base, and had it fucking made up for her.
Why Korea of all places?
Well, that's where you go to get shit made, right?
Well, I mean, I was thinking Turkey. You know, you had the stores outside of the base in Turkey. That's where I got my suit done that I still have.
Yeah. See, I think the stuff in Korea probably is like I would say that from quality perspective,
Mm-hmm.
from the stuff I've had made, I'd say Korea, Turkey, Taiwan, or Thailand rather.
Taiwan, Thailand. What's the difference?
But in order of quality from like custom made stuff.
Sure, yeah. No, I get you.
And all of it's inexpensive. Although turkey was a little bit more expensive than both of the
Yeah,
other ones.
I'll give you that.
Because the sweatshop, I don't think the Turkish sweatshop was nearly as fucking devastating. Like I literally believe that in Thailand, the Bangladeshi owner of that place that I had this fucking suit made, I swear to God they had a pit in the fucking back of that store. I swear, you get that feeling that like behind the curtain there was just a dirt hole where people were fucking making this shit.
Ugh.
I was just like, oh God.
Something I try not to think about. Ugh. But yeah.
Yeah. It's just like, oh, all right. This is really cheap though, so I'm gonna go ahead and do it. Anyway. I'm gonna go ahead and do it anyway because he's gonna have money. Like I'm supporting the economy,
Right. Like I'm sure he's paying those kids in that hole something.
It's gonna trickle down. How much?
Trickle down economics. It's a proven theory.
That's right. It's gonna happen. The couple of fucking what is it, bot? Yeah, one or two bot that trickles down into that hole. I'm sure is enough to fucking have a couple of drops of water.
Sure. Oh boy.
I'm gonna try. Let's navigate away from.
Yeah. Way to bring the mood down. So yeah, Ahsoka runs enough interference so that they can get the ship back going. They go into the atmosphere of the planet, and it's like, I got something on radar coming up. What? More ships? No. And it's the fucking the space whales.
Right.
It's like a whole fucking like
pod.
Yeah, mass migration of fucking space whales. The Purgle, as they're known as. Yeah, that they're flying through them, and like somehow they use them as cover to get away from Shin and Marok. But they use those to get through and then fucking dive down and hide in the forest. But yeah, we get to see the space whales fucking like full on, because we've seen like hints of them in live action, like with the Grogu, seeing them like on the edge of hyperspace there.
Right.
But yeah, fucking just seeing them like fucking big and right there.
They were huge.
Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah, it was impressive. And then after they land, and they, I guess, what's his name? The droid, Hu Yang, was like disabled again, like physically disabled, not, well, fuck. He was down. He'd been like shot down or whatever. And they woke him up, and he starts talking about like the Purgle and their migration pattern. And because they were talking about intergalactic hyperspace lanes,
right?
You know, to go from one galaxy to another.
Yeah, because he said my scan was complete. I understand what the thing was.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, okay. And he's like, yeah, you know, creatures like the Purgles. Like, oh, the ones you just saw. He's like, you saw Purgles?
Yeah, because he was down at that time.
Right.
Yeah, that was actually a pretty funny line.
Yeah.
But yeah, he mentioned that there were like ancient hyperspace lanes that went between galaxies, and they followed the migration paths of these fucking whales, which obviously is how we know where fucking Thrawn is, based on the whales' migration pattern. Yeah, whatever. But just the fact that they're really opening up the gates for the hyperspace travel between galaxies, I really like. And the fact that he called them ancient, so nobody really knows like where they are or how to get to them, except for certain circumstances like this.
You need your map.
Yep.
You need your fucking witch.
Mm-hmm.
I need and then I need like a force user that can see into the future, and I need a whale.
Yeah.
Once I have all of those things, then we can potentially use this hyperspace lane.
Yeah. Now, do you think that they're going to use that to fucking actually capture a whale and like have it pull them through, or?
You know, that's a great question. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Did you hit snooze?
I did.
No, so it's weird because why use whales for this, right? You know, whales being mammals, are they? Let's assume that they're force users. right? These whales are force users.
Yeah, or they have to have some force
Right.
capability.
So if these whales are force users and can communicate just like the Chiss navigators would use for navigation and things like that, then maybe having a force user communicate with a whale would get them along the same path. You wouldn't actually have to fucking strap yourself to a whale. You could just be in the presence of one.
Sure.
Well, and then fucking
and that's
mind meld with the thing.
Yeah, that's essentially what Ezra did, right? He communicated with the whales. He's like, hey, me and this fucking asshole are on this ship somewhere. Come grab us and take us out of here. And they did. They fucking rolled in. They grabbed the fucking ship and pew.
Yeah, so I don't know if they actually have to make physical contact with the ship. There's a part of me that really wants the Chiss navigator, how the Chiss actually navigated. I want that to flush itself out into this somehow.
Yeah. Well, and they're kind of alluding to it again with the fact that the whales have some sort of force capability.
Right.
You know, they are probably using it to navigate. So,
which is pretty amazing. I mean, you think about it, right? It seems really off, right? It's whales in space, right? But when you think about the vastness of the ocean and whale migratory patterns and shit like that, I mean, they go amazing distances to go to breeding areas and where they go to feed and everything else. Like they're able to do this navigating, and they're doing it basically with their internal fucking compass.
Yeah.
So a whale is actually a very analogous, like in real life, to what they're kind of demonstrating here.
Yep, and I'm sure that was deliberate. I'm
Yeah.
sure that was his intent all along by creating these back in Rebels.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's that's very cool. So, yeah, they talk about how they're gonna try to use this new hyperspace ring that's not fully built yet,
Right.
to get through to
It's got a
another
couple
galaxy.
cannon plugs that still need to get
Right.
tightened.
Yeah, these things they're not easy.
What if they have environmental cannon plugs? Do you remember back in the day when we had before environmental cannon plugs, when you actually had to fucking tighten it and then safety wire the goddamn cannon plug?
Oh yeah.
God
Yeah.
These fucking kids today are so goddamn spoiled.
Well, fucking my first winter in New Jersey. Remember, California boy, grew up in the deserts of California.
Right.
Joins the Air Force, gets stationed, his first duty station in New Jersey. They put me on fucking graveyard shift, the 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. shift. The first winter I was here in Jersey. So I hadn't seen snow one time in my life before this. So I am on the fucking flight line at 3 a.m. in an engine trying to safety wire a fucking cannon plug, and I can't feel my goddamn hands. It's so fucking cold, and I had never experienced cold like this before. And yeah, I'm trying to safety wire a fucking cannon plug.
Yeah.
In the middle of the night on a New Jersey winter. It was not fun.
It's fucking horrific to have somebody come by and look at it and go like, oh yeah, you safety wired that wrong.
Yeah, do it over. How many times have I heard that? Fucking do it again.
Up there with a pair of dikes and going,
Yep.
gone.
Yep.
You motherfucker.
Good times.
Yep.
So anyway, the show pretty much ends here. They're hiding in the forest. Balin, we get one shot of Balin telling his little like lackeys to go comb the forest,
Right.
and to look for them. And then you just get this long shot on Balin, just kind of like zooming slowly in on his face as he's like sitting there thinking about something. And then we go to credits.
Yeah. Because his whole thing is, I think part of his ability is to kind of have this forethought into the future.
Yeah, that's really what it seems like they're leaning into.
Yeah.
It's like, he's got these visions, and he's probably being used for that. He's being used by Morgan and probably to an extent Thrawn, depending on what the level of communication has been between Morgan Elsbeth and Thrawn.
Yeah, how is Thrawn communicating?
Right, because she said that. Like, she said that in the second episode, how he's, like, reaching out to me through time and space, which almost makes me wonder, like, does he have access to, like, a fucking world between worlds somewhere over in that other galaxy? Is he using Ezra for that?
Maybe. Like, all right, Ezra, we want to get out of here. You want to see people again. You're gonna have to fucking do some Morse code behind the fucking curtain here.
Yeah.
Dude, sidebar.
Yeah.
The fucking you're talking about cannon plugs, right? It just made me think of a thing. Kathy was telling me she'd read an article, and I meant to send it to you, but I forgot, that they're trying to open up some Radio Shacks again.
What?
Yeah. Like, how was Radio Shack a thing for you? Like,
Not to the extent it was for you. I liked going because every once in a while you would need like some just like raw wiring or
Right.
something. But yeah, I never bought like resistors and shit there. Like
Yeah.
I never built circuit boards, but
yeah, I'm like, it's one of those things where I don't know if it could survive in modern times.
Yeah.
Right. They'd have to have some very, very specific niche, like
something that you couldn't just go on Amazon and buy.
right. Like here's like, it's a 3D printing, like you'd be able to go and see a bunch of 3D printers, like you'd be able to interact with them, or 3D printing supplies and things to fix other things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and this is something that Kathy was saying. I think she's right. I think in order to survive again, that you'd have to have something like that. Otherwise, there's no way Radio Shack lives. You can't be like the one size fits all. Like, nobody's going to go there to get fucking batteries.
Yeah.
Like, especially like you can go to a place like Harbor Freight and get it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I can get fucking hearing aid batteries at Harbor Freight for dirt cheap. So, or just go to fucking Amazon and you have them the next day.
Do you wear a hearing aid?
No.
Okay.
So back in the day, my grandfather had a hearing aid, and it was notoriously always going dead. And when hearing aids go dead, have you ever heard a hearing aid when it's like the battery's going dead?
No.
It goes like it makes this fucking scream, and the person who it needs it can't hear it.
Oh.
Everyone else can. It's like, oh my fucking God, shut that thing off. Like, just like, you need to change out the fucking batteries on that. So, and my grandfather, he loved Radio Shack. Like, he had Tandy computers when they first came out.
Mm-hmm.
So he had like the Tandy 1000, like these basically word processor upgrades.
Sure,
you
yeah.
know, back in those days. And he was friends with the guys behind the counter at Radio Shack, and like it was just one of those things like, oh, we're going into Radio Shack, and I go in and play with this shit in the back, and it had so much cool shit back in those days. Like I had a robot arm. Remember they had I think it was called Armatron, if I remember correctly, but it was like this robot arm. It looked like the kind that you'd use in the fucking like an auto
Yeah.
thing. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And it did. It ran on fucking giant D batteries, but it was like, and you could fucking pick shit up and move it. Oh, dude, it was fucking great. But they sold it at Radio Shack.
Yeah.
Yeah. Radio Shack was just one of those fun stores to go into and be able to like. It wasn't the cheapest place, but if you needed some one-off electronic stuff, that was the place to go.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's something that we're lacking. We have so much instantaneous gratification for going in and buying something, but if I need a fucking an 18 ohm resistor, where am I going to go to get that if I want it today?
Yeah.
I don't have
Good
any
question.
idea.
Yeah.
Steal it from something else, or I'm going on Amazon or going online and buying it.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to have a Radio Shack where I'm like, oh, okay, they got bench stock with fucking resistors in it.
Mm-hmm.
Why do I need an 18 ohm resistor, you say? Don't you worry about it. Don't you fucking worry.
I'm sure you've got a reason.
Anyway.
So, but yeah, that was it. We close on that long gaze of Balin's, and yeah, I could definitely see your theory about him just having a lot of future sight, essentially playing a big role in this. And this was a very short episode, and unfortunately, and I know I complained a lot about the Sabine thing, but overall, the episode was fine. Visually looked fantastic, right on par with everything they've been doing up to this point. I'm just more, I guess, just like disappointed that we didn't progress the story more.
Yeah.
In this really seemed like setup for the next few episodes. I feel like even next episode might be some more just like setup, and then the second half of the series is what's gonna when shit's gonna ramp up.
Why did you gave us 2 big long episodes? Like, boom, all right, day 1 release, we're giving you 2 hours of content, and then we're gonna follow it up with 30 minutes, like 32 minutes probably, once you get rid of the
credits and all
credits
that.
and all
Yeah.
that. It's like, oh, God, really?
Yeah.
Like, you could have. Okay, great that you gave us. I agree. It wasn't like the best thing ever, but it was definitely it was a advancement.
Yeah.
Like, all right, this is getting us to the next point and what we need.
Yeah.
It was great visually, and I took the emphasis items that I think I need to take out of, and I'm ready for fucking Wednesday to get the next one.
Yeah, well, I think it's still Tuesday nights now is when
I'm
they're
ready for
debuted.
Tuesday when it gets the next one. I probably won't see it till Wednesday.
Yeah, realistically, I probably wouldn't either. Well, yeah, especially not this week because I need to be studying tomorrow night.
Yes, yes, you do.
But yeah, this episode though got me thinking that we can definitely do like every other week with Ahsoka and stick to our current schedule because I was concerned if we were going to get like big new reveals every single week and
it doesn't appear to be the case.
Yeah, especially if some of the episodes are going to be this short. I don't know if we could fill a full episode. We went on a lot of sidebars today.
Like, listen, every time we say something like that, like, I don't know if we could fill this episode. What do we do?
Yeah,
we manage.
But yeah, I think we finished.
Yes, we are done. I have some reads.
Mm-hmm.
Did we mention it in the beginning that Hennifer is on vacation today?
You did not. Yeah.
But Hennifer is on vacation, so
Yeah, her union negotiated her to have Labor
Yes.
Day off. So
she has a better union than we do.
well, I don't know about you. Like, are you in a union now?
Yes, by definition, yes.
See, I've never like been in a union ever. Like even like a little bit as long as I've been working, the jobs I've had, never been part of a union. Not to say that I have anything against them, but
So my union experience back in when I worked at the airlines in Philadelphia, I was a transit worker union employee, and our representative, like we were ramp guys, baggage handlers, pushback shit like that, and our union representative was a cab driver. Like, so he had no idea, like, if we came and had something to bring to him,
mm-hmm.
he had no clue. Like, he would show up in our office area, and we're like, "Hey, this is the stuff that we need talked about," and he'd have no idea.
Yeah, just kind
This
of
is
give
all
you like a blank stare.
This is airplane stuff.
Yeah.
We don't have enough staffing. The hours are fucking miserable. All of us are getting killed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nothing.
Wow.
So, yeah, it was not the best situation. And plus, we were going through a period where that union had basically fucked over all of all the new people that were coming in were basically minimum wage employees. Like me, I was an 18-year-old kid, right? So whatever.
Yeah.
I was there for the experience of getting to work around airplanes.
Mm-hmm.
It was fun. I wasn't counting on it as my fucking career. It was
Sure.
a stepping stone to whatever it was I was going to do next. You had employees that had been there for years and years that were making a lot of money, and they snapped the chalk line for, okay, now when people get hired, they're not like, if you're hiring for a baggage handler, they're going to make this much money now. So you had all these old fucks that were making an ass ton of money and weren't doing anything. They were like,
That sounds familiar.
yeah, airplane would pull up and we're like, yeah, no, we're not doing that. Like, so
The young guys had to go and do the work.
Us rant monkeys would go and
While
fucking do all the work.
While they got all the pay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's fucked.
Yeah, it was great. I love that job. That was I like being 18 years old and having that kind of job, like having access to. I had access to the entire airport.
Mm-hmm.
I could drive around.
Yeah. I've heard some of your lounge stories.
Yeah, I could drive from one side of the airport to the other. You know, I had access to all the entirety of the fucking field, and it was great. It was a great job for an 18-year-old kid who loves airplanes.
Yeah.
So, anyway, we missed an entire thing in the chat, by the way, of like they were talking about the trifecta of asses with, they're talking about Hera. And,
oh yeah, a lot of ass shots in this show so far.
Yeah, Filoni's into it.
Yeah, like he's an ass man. You can tell.
Yeah, he's definitely an ass man.
Like, what do you think that's like on set? Where he's like, I need to get a shot of you walking away.
Yep. Just
swing your ass a little more.
Yeah, just let me tighten in here.
Yep.
And action. Yeah. Yeah.
My penis is so smooth.
Cantina family happenings. I'm gonna do the read.
All right.
Let's see. I'm not used to doing this, so I have to. I'm gonna read ahead a smidge.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you don't normally do this.
It's tough to do this as a straight guy.
Yeah.
Honestly. Wait, what? That's not what I meant.
It's what's been said has been said.
Look at the spider web that's on the camera. Can you see that from here? It's like a perfect cobweb from the camera to the.
Yeah.
I wonder if a spider has walked across the lens during the. Anyway, Cantina family happenings. On Wednesday, Brady and Chris are freeballing with special guest Lunar Girl and Alan from Grave Reviews. Check them out at 1905, 7:05 Eastern at ATSW Escape Pod on YouTube. Kim and Nicole will be discussing Disney's Pixar's Brave this coming Sunday. Catch Used and Abused at their new time, 2100, 9 p.m. Eastern on YouTube. I don't know what voice this is. I'm just
Neither do I.
Big Sweet has been posting some epic pics of his Hawaiian vacation. Sub to Sweet Studios on YouTube and give him a follow on the socials to see a new nude pictures on the beach. Yes, I said nude. Good luck. This past Saturday, Snooch and LG gave their reactions and review of Stranger Things Season 3, Chapter 5, The Flayed. Catch the replay and join them in their first watch journey at Stranger Things Has Happened on YouTube. Layman Things was streaming Captain Commander over the weekend and was taking it easy. Check out Layman's Terms on YouTube for your primary source of ignorance and drunken banter. The Orange and Fetch Show released episode 89, Boise State Broncos season opener, this past Friday on Apple and Spotify. Our bro from the land down under. We really need to know the other words to that song.
Come from a land down under. Yeah, I think we've had this conversation.
We have. I don't remember any of it. Down under, Wally Frogmore is currently in the process of creating a new Instagram account, and he has created it, and it's called Frogmore Art. His greatness awake.
Well, I mean, his greatest piece will always be Jason Rose.
Jason Rose on the pillow.
Like that's gonna go down in history as one of the great pieces of art of our time.
I think I need to work. I could maybe do a Tom Brokaw if I did a Tom Brokaw like after a bender. Like
right.
This is Tom Brokaw and I really need a glass of water because I'm so fucking hungover. You can find us at bio.link/the Sidebar Cantina, where you'll find our links to Patreon, YouTube, our audio podcasts on Apple, Audible, and Spotify, and all social media platforms, including X, the artist formerly known as Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, Twitch, which isn't used much, and TikTok, where LG posts funny clips of the show and video gaming clips. You can also find all of our Spotify music mixtapes mixtape playlists because music is life and you know it. Our Discord community is growing. Leave your drama at the door and come hang out with us in there, on there, also there. Also in our bio link is our TeePublic merch shop. We have our Jason Rose design, the super sexy Twi'lek sidebar chick. Our beloved Hennifer design, F Cancer. Fuck cancer. Written in Aurebesh. And a couple of From a Gen X point of view throwbacks. There are t-shirts, hoodies, tote bags, phone cases, exclusive stickers, and pins. Wall art, magnets, laptop cases, pillows, just about anything you can imagine.
I'm sorry, it's not the same without Jayla going, "Pillows!"
Oh, God. Just about anything you can imagine. I already said that. So make sure you tag us on the socials with your sidebar merch. Reviews.
No new reviews.
There's no new reviews, so fuck you. Please write us a 5-star review on Apple or Audible. Don't have an Apple or Audible account? Our Facebook page has a review feature too. Just screenshot your review before you hit done and DM us the pic on Instagram or Twitter. This is your chance to tell us your thoughts on the show. Jennifer Lopez, who's on vacation, or Hank, or Edith, or Mama, or somebody fun will read your review word for word on our next episode. I need to do the bro call. I need to figure that out.
You're getting there. You've got the right tone.
It's the cadence.
Mm-hmm.
If you're listening to us on audio, please consider joining us in the live chat on Mondays.
You're almost like a Chris Collinsworth right now.
Oh,
Chris Collinsworth.
I'd have to be higher and more annoying. The chat is most definitely where it's at. And if you were new, if I could do Chris Collinsworth, I would say such outlandish shit and post it on the internet everywhere. I'm not going to do that right now. Excuse me. That's the 15 bourbons I had before I came on live for this show. I'm Tom Brokaw. Where was I? Where am I? I don't know.
I don't know where I am right now.
If you are listening to us on audio, please consider joining us in the live chat on Mondays. I think I said that already.
Yeah.
The chat is most definitely where it's at. If you are new to Sidebar, please subscribe. Flick that bean, whatever that means.
It's all right.
Oh my God, what is that?
It's all right.
The voices in my head are talking to me.
It's okay. All is well. Pay no mind.
Pay no mind to the man behind the curtain. That tasted good. I'll bet.
Mm-hmm.
Flick that bean again. Do it multiple times. Double click that mouse. Select all to receive notifications when we go live. Remember to hit that like button. It really helps us out. I'm not going to do the full Salvage Deep Space read because I'm going to brutalize it, but I will say if you want to know more about Salvage Deep Space, go to salvagedeepspace.com, where you can find information about playing the... No, you can find information about playing the starting... Oh, my God.
You okay? Jesus Christ!
Wow.
Sorry.
That's, again, the voices in my head.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live.
All right, Bill. All right. This has been a labor of... No, that's... All right. Let me start over. If you want to know more, check out salvagedeepspace.com, where you can find information about the starting playable XMX, what the solar system holds in store, and how you can take advantage of late pledge discounts on Backer Kit. And that is the news.
All right.
With Tom Brokaw.
Well, thank you very much.
I'm going to leave now.
All right.
I'm leaving.
Okay. Very good.
And bye.
All right. See you later.
Bye bye.
Goodbye.
I'm leaving.
So anyway, next week we are taking a hard pivot for a week, and we're doing something completely different
Now for
because
something completely different.
Dave brought up that Eddie Murphy's Delirious
Right.
is turning 40 next month, right? You said
Yes.
40? So that sort of transitioned into a whole like 80s comic discussion that we're going to have.
Right.
And we're calling it like the dirtiest comics of the 80s.
Yes.
And we're going to just kind of talk about that. Kind
Yeah.
of talk about some of these comics that sort of influenced us a little bit.
Right.
And, you know, the ones that we grew up watching when we probably weren't supposed to be.
Yes. 100% we weren't supposed to be watching these
Yeah.
comedians.
And we'll probably go over a lot of the bits in a lot of these. And
Yeah. We're talking about this is going to be Eddie Murphy, George Carlin, Richard Pryor, Dennis Leary is at the tail end of that.
yeah.
All just so many.
Yep.
So many, and it's going to be great.
Yep. So it'll be a fun conversation, and fuck, I guess should we just end the show now?
Yeah.
I mean, I know we're early. We came on early, and we're ending early, but
That's all right. It's
the
still
episode was 30 minutes long. What do you want?
we did 2 hours of content.
Yeah.
And Tom Brokaw.
Yes.
I'm Tom Brokaw.
Yeah. So we did bring out a new voice. So
I'm Tom Brokaw.
yes, you
I'm
are.
done.
All right, but I think we're out of here. This way, you guys can go watch your other shows because I know there's other shows that happen on Mondays.
Yes, go. It's stuck. It's stuck there. I can't get rid of it. I can't.
Maybe you need to bust out J-Lo
Can't get it.
just to kind of like cleanse your palate there. It's okay. Don't hurt yourself.
Can I do it? I have no. I have to. You know what I have to do? I have to pick my my Super Bowl before we go.
Oh fuck,
It's-
that's right.
it's on
yeah,
record.
because you pussied out in the beginning.
That's right. It's on record.
All right.
And I haven't thought about it since. So I am going to go. I'm going to go Bengals.
Really?
Yeah.
Over.
Over the Bills. I'm going to go Bengals, Eagles.
I was gonna say Bengals and Bills are both in the
No, no,
AFC.
no. It's going to be Bengals, Eagles. With the
Okay.
Eagles victory.
Oh,
Eagles
okay.
fly.
So all right. So, and then I picked 49ers over the Bills. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. See if one of us picks right this year.
That's right. We're gonna watch Brock Purdy just light it up.
Hopefully.
Yes,
Apparently he's on both of Kristen's fantasy teams. So
it's a bold move, Cotton.
yeah.
See how that works out.
Indeed. Which, by the way, who is Corellia Steelers in our fucking
It's Ivo.
motherfucker stole Debo from me? Like Debo was like 10 spots down in the fucking draft list, and I'm like, oh my god, he's still there. I'm gonna grab him. And it was like the last pick before me, fucking Corellia Steelers. I'm like, all right, as long as he doesn't pick Debo.
He shouldn't have been there. He shouldn't have been down. Like Yahoo is filled with fucking Yahoos. Like
Yeah.
honestly, it's. I'm like looking at this thing, going, these rankings are fucking ridiculous.
Yeah. But no, I'm looking at Debo. I'm like, just don't pick him. Just don't pick him. And boom, he picks him. So, and I stole nobody. I drafted Patrick Mahomes with my 5th overall pick. So, yeah, no, he was my
did what
my
you
rightful selection. So,
Did what you did.
yep, I stole nothing.
Yep. If you really, really wanted them, you would have picked them sooner.
That's right.
Yeah, and I'm gonna take my D rating from Yahoo, and I'm gonna fucking.
Oh, you got a D.
Oh yeah,
I got a B.
it was either a D or a D minus or whatever.
Hmm.
Like, okay, Yahoo, you can suck on D's nuts.
That's right. All right. Well, we're gonna head out. Thank
Yes.
you, everybody, for your patience with our early start and
Yes,
stop time.
Yes. Yes.
And yeah, we'll see you next week. And until next time, Dave and everybody else, may the force be with you.
May the force be with you.
God, that was weak. Weak, like your parents.
Okay, now what do I click?
I think we've started something. You guys might have seen the birth of a new Dave persona.
I need to listen to Tom Brokaw talk. I need to get his cadence down.
Yeah. So
I need the dun, 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 dun. This nightly news with Tom Brokaw.
he's dead, isn't he?
I don't know.
I thought he was.
If not, he's a mess.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure. All right. I'm going to end the live stream.
Yes.
Good night, everyone.
Bye.